Good afternoon, Big Blue Nation. This is Lee with That Kentucky Basketball Chick. It's Thursday, December 11th. We've got some fun stuff to talk about. Really, well, when I say fun, I use that, I wouldn't say lightly. I would just say it's not really fun. It's not really fun. We'll talk about the Gonzaga game, which I know we all want to move on from, and we'll also talk about the NC Central game and the up and coming Indiana game. Going forward, we have probably segued into basketball full time. Since football this year is in our rearview mirror, and we are looking forward to moving forward with our new coach. But going forward, we'll probably talk more about basketball more than anything. Before we get into it, like we always do, let's open up a crisp, fresh Dr. Pepper. Love it. So good. So good. So let's get into it. Let's just get the hard stuff out of the way first. Let's talk about Gonzaga. Gonzaga was brutal. I was there. I was at the game. I was in Nashville. I was very optimistic. I was nervous. I don't think I really deep down thought we would win, in all honesty. But and we didn't. But I thought we would be competitive. I thought we would be close. I thought it could be a 5 to 10 point game, not a 30, 40 point game. And I never would have dreamed that we would go almost the whole half with only scoring 2 points. So after watching that game, it was like, oh my gosh, this Kentucky team may not be for real. We may not be able to crawl out of this hole. We may not even make the tournament, much less be a title contender. So, it was very disappointing. A lot of just lackluster plays, a lot of players not playing with energy. It did not matter that Jalen Lowe was playing. It was embarrassing. And what was even more crazy, or crazier in my opinion, was the fact that our own fans were booing our team and our coach. That arena was 95% blue. Kentucky blue. Not Gonzaga blue or red, Kentucky blue. And they were booing, and it was very, 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 very clear. And I've heard, that you could hear it over the broadcast. I had family friends text me about it. I mean, it was awful. We went with another friend of ours and his wife, one of my husband's best friends, who's a huge Kentucky fan too, and we were just baffled sitting there, both of us. We were just like, this is not Kentucky. I've never heard them boo, and not even towards the end of the Cal, boo them off the court. Not even towards the end of the Cal era. And the SEC tournament and the NCAA tournament, with those two losses, were pretty brutal. I think they did boo them and they were screaming at them, but it was nothing like this, nothing like that. Walking into the stadium, you had people starting Cats cheers, and everybody was so excited, and the Nashville crowd is awesome. I'm still hoping to be able to experience that for the SEC tournament this year. Hopefully we improve and make a good run for it. But my goodness, it was absolutely awful. So after that game, obviously something needed to be done. Some hard conversations needed to happen. Some very hard decisions needed to be happening. They needed to do something. And when I say they, I mean the coaching staff. Mark Pope, I love Mark Pope. Still think he's the guy for the job. I think he was going to have to, kind of not be as nice as he is to his players in these situations. So now we talk about the NC Central game. The NC Central game, there's not much that you can really say, oh, this team's going to be okay. Because They're a cupcake team. Let's just be real. We expected to beat them by 30, 40 points, and that's what we did. However, I think what was encouraging is when Brandon Garrison decided to, one, I saw him step out of the lane when there was a bounce pass to his guy. I mean, literally just stepped out. And then he turned the ball over and then just jogged down. Did not hustle to try to rebound or to defend it or anything. And that's when Pope called a timeout and got in Brandon Garrison's face and said, "Go sit down. Go sit down." And he benched him. He did not play a minute after that. And I've seen that. I think he finally is like, if you are not going to hustle, if you are not going to play, if you're not going to try, you're not going to play. I'm not going to play you. I need to play the players that are actually going to put in the effort, because we have a talented team. We do. We have a talented team. The effort's not there. And there's some other things that need to be fixed, obviously. Thought we were a great shooting team. We have yet to see that against a good opponent. The rotations need to be, tighter. You need to get it to like 7 to 8 players, really 7. We're not completely healthy. Mo's not back. Jalen Lowe's back, but playing very limited minutes. And Jaden Quainitz isn't back yet, which I don't know when we'll see him, honestly. And there's been even talks of, will we see him at all? Because he's just supposed to be a lottery pick, or could be. And if this is the way it is, he may not be. So I think Pope's finally saying, okay, I've got to get in these kids' head and know that, just because I'm paying you this much, just because you're this, does not mean you get playing time. Cam Williams and Jaden Lowe sat the bench the first half, I believe. Jalen Lowe may have gotten in right at the end, but Cam Williams and him set the bench for at least the first half. And there was also reports that they ran Monday. They were running up and down Rupp. So I don't know. Maybe there's something there. Maybe they're not playing hard enough. And Pope's sick of it. I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see a little more fire from Pope instead of just standing there looking lost. Because we have a talented team. We just got to get that talent and work together and get back to where we need to be and make a really good run, win the SEC, which first SEC game's Alabama. That's going to be tough. But this team can still do something very, very special. And I really, really, really hope that we look back in March and say, man, that was a very, very rocky start, but look where we are. I really hope. And I still have that hope and that optimism. Now, if we do not beat Indiana and we don't, or especially if it's just a blowout, I think we just ride the wave. but I'm hoping we beat Indiana. Indiana is like a North Carolina team for the most part. Might be a little bit better, but they're not ranked. We should beat them, and we have to beat them. We're playing at Rupp. It is a must win game. And if we don't win, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I have no idea what's going to happen. And I'm scared to even think about what might happen, honestly. But I think Pope's going to figure it out. The guys are going to figure it out. Owe looked more like himself against NC Central. Of course, it is NC Central. But we saw him drive in. We saw him dunk. We saw him Trent Noah made some threes. So I feel like they are on an upward trajectory instead of digging a deeper hole. But we do have Indiana on Saturday at I think 6:30, 5:30 Central. And again, it's a must win. Lamar Wilkerson, if you remember that name, that was a Pope a Pope recruit for last year that we thought was a for sure get. Just to say, he dropped 44 points on Penn State on Tuesday night. Can't let him do that at Rupp. Cannot let him do that at Rupp. So that's where we're at. The other interesting thing, speaking of recruiting and Lamar Wilkinson not coming to Kentucky, if you haven't read the KSR, the article on JMI, Jack Pilgrim, let me get the other guy's name. They did an excellent job on this because I didn't understand the whole JMI deal with the NIL collective and all that. It's very well. For one, the Mitch Barnhart, R80, and some other they haven't really talked about it. They did it in a what's it called? A press release, and that was it. And we don't know the ins and outs of it. But from what I understand, the JMI, the NIL collective, all of that with JMI is just, I don't think it has Kentucky athletics at heart, the best interest at heart. And it is I believe, a 15-year deal. And Jack Pilgrim and Jacob Polacek, that is the KSR writers that did this. Just want to give them a shout out. Y'all did an excellent job. I understand it better for what we know. But if all of that is true, which they don't really report unless it is, it means that the recruits don't know really what they're supposed to be getting out of the NIL deal that Kentucky's offering until the closing table, or close to the closing table. They cannot do third-party NIL collectives, and if they do, or if they can, you can't use anything with Kentucky. Like, you can't do it in Rupp, you can't wear Kentucky branded stuff, you can't, all of that, which, I mean, but no other school is doing it that way. And then they said Mark Pope gets a little over emotional at the closing table. And a lot of things, like, I think people have said that this whole NIL collective, like, it is a lot, or the recruiting, what's Pope doing? What is Pope doing? Why can't he get these? I think it is a collective miss. I don't think it's just Mark Pope. I think it's the fact that, we may offer the highest money. Like, somebody broke it down. Like, we're offering the highest money here, but this other school is offering just a little bit less, but they can also go out and get other brand NIL deals. So the potential is higher than what Kentucky's offering. That's how I understand it. If I am wrong, please correct me. I do not want to be wrong here. Either way, I think it can still be fixed, and I think it needs to be fixed. If it does not get fixed, the future of Kentucky athletics is in jeopardy. It means we will not be able to get the top recruits. And if you've watched these other schools that have gotten the top recruits, they're performing so much better. And that's not to say anything about the guys we have. The guys we have are great and they're talented. I love them. I'm so excited. But we need someone like Tyron Stokes or Christian Collins or Caleb Holt, or Caleb Williams, or whoever, like the kid that we just played from UNC. We need those. We need one or two of those guys. And if JMI is in the way, that's a problem. So we'll see what happens in the coming, in the coming few months, future. See who we do sign. Right now, we don't have any recruits that have committed to Kentucky. We're still waiting on Christian Collins, and we're still waiting on Tyron Stokes. And we'll see what happens with them. I believe Pope can recruit. He just may not be a good negotiator, and that's okay. And that's when you might need a general manager. Looks like football's getting one. I think basketball needs one too. So, tell me your thoughts on the JMI stuff. Tell me your thoughts on the game against Indiana or the team in general. Again, I am all in on this team. I hope they make a run. I hope they turn it around. It's going to be a good I want it to be a good season. We had such a great season last year. So I want it to be a good season because if not, we still have a lot of basketball to play. So, but it is what it is. So, I'm excited. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope we pull off a win against Indiana. But until then, let's go Cats!